What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Happy Monday, everyone. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, today is going to be a rather chill day, if that kind of makes sense. No data points coming out to really disrupt the broader market. No companies unveiling their earnings today, at least. That's going to, again, disrupt the broader market. Probably going to be Tuesday onwards. And the fear and greed index is slowly going up. So it went from 31 to 32. So people's appetite for risk is going up slightly. Futures are looking very good. So it might be premature to talk on, but today seems to be like a pretty good day. So getting right to it though, SOFI, no actual news, no SEC filings this morning. So today it is just piggybacking off the broader market. Regrettably, SOFI seems to be the only website that's working through ortex. So 17.44% of the free float is being shorted. So not necessarily today, but the rest of the week, if the data is coming out negative, so that's Thursday, Friday, so GDP, PCE, and also a lot of these companies unveiling their earnings, you are going to see shorts double down, but not necessarily today, so they should be relatively tame, in my opinion. And of course, just going over here, so with it at $7.16, it is above this S2, so you just have to watch for the next target of 728. Vice versa, you'll want to watch for 713 to hold. Moving on, Tesla. So over this last weekend, Tesla has shit the bed, pardon my French, many different times. So whether it's FSD, just the overall price cuts of 3 of their models, like everything just shows that Tesla is breaking down. And when it comes to their earnings, which is right around the corner, so after hours on Tuesday, I think a lot of people are anticipating a massive bloodbath. Even when this was roughly about 150, I did say that it was most likely going to go to about 136. So it is very close to that right now. So $140 and change. Like I said, somehow, for whatever reason, SOFI through ortex is the only one that's showing up. Everything else is blank. So I think ortex is having a glitch. So my apologies for, I guess, the rest of them. But with it at $141 and change, it is between this S3 and this S2. Very wide gap, so this is why you do see a lot of volatility with Tesla. But $136 and change is going to be that next strong support that you'll really want to watch for it to hold. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to be touched today. I think it's going to be the earnings that's going to be the kind of push below that, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'm completely wrong and Tesla goes vice versa to back to the 160s. And then I have covered this company a lot in the past under this channel, and that was T2. And so ticker TTOO. No actual news today, no SEC filings. There was a 13D that was submitted on Friday, which did show that some insiders increased their position. This is what they do in case you are curious. But this company recently did a reverse stock split, and you can kind of just see over this last 9 years historically, like they do very bad. So this company is just has been a very interesting manipulated stock, but a lot of money is getting into it. And actually now that I look at it, it is only up 1.69%, whereas before, as you can kind of see right over here based on the overview, it was getting a lot of money. So it had roughly a high of $3.73. So the fact that it is at 301 is kind of crazy if you think about it. But right now with it at 301, you want to watch for this 266 to hold and then 376 for the next target. Most likely neither of those are going to get touched, but it is very interesting to see the amount of volume that was getting in. Probably what was the culprit was shorts. This company is very heavily shorted, does have a lot of clear indication of naked shorting as well. So maybe that was the culprit on why it did go up pre-market. And then AMC. And so as I've said in the past, jokingly, not jokingly, I did buy in just to participate in the whole apeness, if that kind of makes sense. Unfortunately, I think my average is exactly at 3, but still, it is impressive to see what has happened over this last 5 days, ever since it bounced off of the lows of about 238-ish, as you can kind of see. So it is somewhat very impressive to see its nice run up, and it is continuing up 3.48% pre-market based off of no news, as you can kind of see right here. So very interesting stuff when it comes down to some support and resistance points with it at $3.28. It is trading between this S3 and this S2. So it is kind of in the garbage pile, essentially. Not necessarily the best, but $2.84 is that next strong support that you'll want to watch for. I don't anticipate that being touched today unless something crazy happens in the broader market. But if anything, you'll probably see maybe this S2 to be touched, which is $3.32. So that'll be the next target. So you'll really want to watch for it to get above that. In my opinion, based off of no news, I don't know if there's justified reason for it to be above that. But then again, what do I know, right? I think there's a lot of interesting things that don't really make sense that happens in the broader market, and AMC often enough is one of those. So in reality, it could very much just easily break above this S2 and continue up. There's a lot of momentum with AMC, has a lot of shareholders that is willing to pretty much dive for, or at least lose everything they have for AMC, as crazy as that sounds, but they have a cult-like following, and that is very powerful. So moving on, last stock I want to talk on, like I already kind of mentioned, a lot of these are very retail favorites, if that kind of makes sense. So it's odd to see the amount of volume that is getting in on that, because usually when I prepare for these videos, I look for big movers as well as a lot of volume. So kind of interesting to see all of these have a lot of volume. But SoundHound. So SoundHound is down 2.25% so far this morning. No news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. But as I did say in my specific SoundHound video, I think it was late last week, like without news, this is going to continue to trend down. And I do think a lot of institutions that were previously holding it are selling out. So I think that's one of the culprits why it is going down, because short interest, it has gone up, but not in relation to the amount that it's gone down, if that kind of makes sense. So it is actual institutions that is selling SoundHound. But right now with it at $3.47, it's trading between this S3 and this S2, similar to what I mentioned with AMC, kind of in the garbage pile. So $1.49 will be that next strong support, which would be that all-time or 52-week low for SoundHound, and then vice versa, $3.58 will be that next strong target. It could very much flirt with that throughout the day. That's exactly where it kind of landed on Friday. So you'll really want to watch for SoundHound to get above and stay within this range, this S2 and this S1. If not, if it does continue to kind of close below this in this range, then yes, you can basically anticipate a 52-week low coming. So kind of a bad scenario, but in my opinion, I think the culprit for SoundHound is just the management itself. Like they had a lot of fans that was willing to just buy it to crazy. Like it was piggybacking off of the momentum play, the AI play, plus it has a squeeze aspect to it. So it was a very hybrid stock, but they just did not put out any substantial news whatsoever. So it obviously just fizzled out, right? Because without like news or justified reason to continue to buy the underlying stock, then momentum plays are just going to fizzle out. So that's exactly what is happening. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks that I did bring up. Is any of interest to you? What are you watching this morning? And are you interested in Tesla earnings? Where do you guys see that going? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 7 fractional shares of the Meg 7, throw a $35 total value. Take advantage of this, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.